So yes, hello everyone. So we're gonna start our new series. Basically, it's a deep learning series. So probably you learn about ML, okay, which is nothing but a machine learning, right? Machine learning. So there is some limitation of our machine learning. Okay, we'll talk about it. What is that limitations are actually, but try to understand when we have machine learning, then we have why we need a deep learning. So basically, so let's go a step by step. The very first thing, see, suppose deep learning is nothing but a subset of a machine learning. Okay, so it's a subset of machine learning. Deep learning is actually a subset of a machine learning. So basically, it's a part of machine learning again, but it's a subset, and it discovered in 2010. Okay, now why we need deep learning basically, and let's understand what is deep learning first. So deep learning is nothing but what is a subset of machine learning that use multi-layer. If you just focus on this multi-layered neural networks. Okay, so our main focus in deep learning is this multi-layered neural network called a deep neural network to simulate the complex decision-making power of a human brain. Some from a deep learning powers most of our artificial intelligence application in our life today. We will gonna see it sometime after some time. But understand, see, deep learning is just, you can say it's just an amazing thing which mimic the human brain. This deep learning basically mimic the human brain, how our brain is actually thinking, actually finding the patterns. Okay, so let's understand, okay, what is this neural network. So this neural network is nothing but come from a neuron basically. So we need to understand first this neuron. I'm sorry. Okay, okay, we need to see neuron basically. What is the neuron? Okay, and then we again try to understand respective to our deep learning how neurons helps in deep learning. So let's see the structure of neurons. So basically, if you see, this is the above part. This above part is basically our human neuron. Okay, so neuron is basically a part of our a cell, basically a cell. See, basically, this is neuron in which we have four things. We have dendrites, we have terminals, we have axon, we have cell body. Okay, we can consider this cell body is nothing but a message. Okay, now what's happened? This dendrites is connected to another terminal of another neuron. Okay, so basically the structure you can consider here is like, let me draw one neuron here. So consider this is a neuron. I'm sorry for my writing. Okay, consider this is nothing but one neuron, and we have like axon like this, and spoke again it's connected like this. Okay, so from these dendrites, the another neurons terminals is connected. Like this terminal is connected to this dendrites. Okay, so that's how our neural network are actually connected. So basically क्या होता है ना, सारे न्यूरॉन्स ना इस तरीके से ना कनेक्टेड होते हैं, एंड न्यूरॉन्स का काम क्या होता है टू पुट इन अ मैसेज, ये मैसेज को ना फॉरवर्ड करने का काम करते हैं टू डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन्स. ठीक है, ये जो इसके पहले जो न्यूरॉन्स था वो क्या करेगा, इसको मैसेज पास ऑन करेगा, देने क्या करेगा, या आगे लोगों को मैसेज पास ऑन करेगा विद द सेम मैसेज. एक ही सेम मैसेज ये डिफरेंट डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन्स को पास ऑन करते हैं. ओके, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन्स को पास ऑन करते हैं एंड उसका एक्चुअली में जो हेल्प होता है वो क्या होता है, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू। लेट्स सपोज समटाइम्स यू सिटिंग ऑन अ चेयर एंड आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आपके एक हाथ पर चाय गिर गई है, तो इट्स जस्ट यू फील सम हॉट ऑन योर राइट हैंड साइड, सो यू जस्ट अपना हाथ हटा दोगे, यू कैन जस्ट पुट योर हैंड बैक, ओके। सो कैसी चीजें होती है, तो दिमाग से सिग्नल जो पास ऑन होता है थ्रू अ न्यूरॉन्स, ठीक है। तो दिमाग में जो न्यूरॉन्स होते हैं वो सिग्नल पास ऑन करते हैं कि यस उधर पे कुछ हॉट है, देयर इज समथिंग हॉट, सो जस्ट रिमूव द हैंड फ्रॉम देयर, ठीक है। एंड इफ यू सी दिस इज अवर ह्यूमन न्यूरॉन, ओके, and we created the same neuron which we call the artificial neuron, okay, in which we have two parts basically are submitted when activation function. Let me tell you what is it is really. So as we learn in machine learning, we have two things. We have linear part, we have one function which is non-linear, okay. So basically this activation function is handled by is actually handled non-linear, and this summated weight is actually handled the in this one with itself, okay. And what this activation function do, like it's just activate the neurons. If the threshold value is above 0.5, the activation function is active. If threshold value is below 0.5, the activation function is inactive, okay. I hope it आपको ये न्यूरॉन के सब कुछ समझा है. We don't worry, we're gonna see in detail about the structure of it. Now let's understand application of DLs. What we have applications of DL here. So the in application of deep learning, basically. So again, deep learning is a subset of machine learning that focuses on using neural networks with many layers. Hence, deep. इसके नाम उसको deep बोलते हैं. We see it again in next lecture. To model complex parameter. Let's directly see. The very first application that we have is a computer vision. Now, computer vision is actually the part of our ANN. We have three parts. You can say ANN. We have CNN. We have RNN. Part of CNN, which is a convolutional neural network. And this CNN is in a computer vision. This again use a convolutional neural network. Basically, it's a neural network, but it uses a convolutional. It's not using an artificial neural, because artificial neural network is the simplest, you can say, model which are not able to perform well on some image data. Like sometimes we want to classify our image, okay? So that's why we use image classification. In that case, we need CNN, which perform a convolutional operation on image. Okay, so we're gonna see it properly. So in image classification, we have different things, like it's gonna recognizing objects and objects like can bottle, can charger, mobile. It's also recognize the peoples. It can sense and activates in machine image like a facial recognition, medical image analysis. So, if I give you one example of it, if you remember, nowadays our traffic हवलदार जो भी होते हैं, they have one device in their hand, through which they can directly click a photo of any vehicle, and the you can say at like penalty amount is directly apply on the vehicles, okay. So how it works, because of image classification, it recognizes an object, और बेसिकली एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑल्सो वहां पर एक और टेक्निक यूज होती है. इट्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रिकॉग्नाइज द ऑब्जेक्ट एज वेल एज नंबर प्लेट, लाइक इट्स लाइक MH 0E and something like 01348 like this is my what, this is my number plate, okay, this is my what, this is my number plate. So we have one more application here, which is a, we called it like uh, OCR, okay. The full form of OCR is, I guess, let me check it again. Okay, check full form of it. It's an optimal character recognition. So what it does, it's gonna recognize your characters. Okay, it's an optimal character recognition. So it's gonna recognize your characters like MH08013485. So it's directly what it does. It directly apply the penalty amount on that vehicle's owner. Okay, so using this OCR model, which is again the part of the image classification only, but it's gonna extract text from the image itself. Okay, so I hope is it clear to you. The second thing is nothing but the object detection. Now, image classification and object detection is not similar to each other. Basically, let's see how. So, image classification it just gonna recognize the things like people, like any object. Okay, like a facial recognition. Whenever we entered in an office, so we do a like a face recognition on a biometric machine. So they will detect a face. Okay, yes, this person is basically coming today or it's present today. Okay. Now object detection. What does object detection? If you see on a highways, now government installed a camera. Okay, why? Because they put a limit, okay, speed limit, or let's suppose कि वो currently car हमारे पास हुई है नहीं, so they put on a camera. In that camera, whenever car is moving, whenever car is coming towards the camera, it detect that car and drop a boundary box. Okay, so this boundary box, let's suppose कि वहाँ से बहुत सारे cars आ रहे हैं and it's gonna detect it and and create a boundary box. Okay, like let's suppose it's a red color of car, it's a green color of car. So it's gonna detect which car it is or what it is. It's a car, it's a truck, it's a bike. Okay, so it's gonna detect it. And so detection and classification difference in here. Classification is just classified whether it is a face or not. Okay, but in detection, it's what it does. It's trying to put a boundary. Okay, and it is again used in many different way, like identifying localizing object within an image. Example is very see self-driving cars detecting and security surveillance. And the third is a image segmentation. So I guess it's like a, it's gonna partitioning an image into multiple segment or object. Like suppose we have a X-ray like tumor detection or a medical scans. Okay, so what happens? We have X-ray like this. Suppose the tumor is basically here. Here it is present here, and so what it's gonna do? It's gonna do partitioning basically, and it's detect it's here. Okay, so this is known as image segmentation. Now, the very second or the very famous example of deep learning is a NLP, natural language processing, which is again a very useful technique nowadays. So, NLP, let me tell you the very standard example of it. If you know about sorry, Gmail, in Gmail, what happens? Okay, some mails are directly moved into a spam folder by Gmail itself, and some of them are directly come in an inbox. So how it happens? So using an NLP, let's suppose we have we have we have two emails. Okay, in one email we have like words. It's gonna count actually words. Okay, so we have word like buy. It appears 4 times in it, and again we have a word like uh, yes, free. So it's appear 5 times. Okay, so what's happened? So what's happened, and we have another way, another mail in which we don't have this kind of stuff like free by. There is a general message. Like there is a general message. Hi, we have a meeting tomorrow. We have a meeting. Let's assume we have this kind of mail with us. Now what happens? Like whenever this NLP model detect the buy and free word appears 9 times. So it's directly move that thing into a spam until unless it's moved that message into a ham. Okay, so it's gonna detect our natural language. Okay, it's not from the it's not from image. It's gonna detect our language or text. Basically, some students are confused between this OCR because this is MSG OE01 is nothing but an image of a bike in which we have a number plate. But in email is nothing. Email is not a image. It's in a pure text. Okay, so that's why we use NLP. Then we have machine translate like a Google Translator. So using like Google. Nowadays we have GPT, Chat GPT. So basically, it's again example of NLP. We have Alexa. It's again example of NLP. We have a Google like Hey Google, so you can directly say ki, if you have any appointment or not. So Google will gonna reply you. So there is a NLP behind it. Okay, it's not any person who giving you answer. There is an NLP who classify your text and put it in a spam and have who understand your language and give you answer according to it. Then the third is a healthcare. So medical image analysis. So you can consider again like a image classification. So you can imagine X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans. So this example is an early detection of disease. कि whether आपको वो disease होने वाला है कि नहीं, like drug discovery then genesis. So there are different applications we have in deep learning. We have other applications too. So try to explore more on your own about deep learning too. In next lecture, we're gonna see proper way to describe an artificial neural network basically. Okay. So we focus main on artificial neural network. We're gonna focus on architecture of ANN. Okay. So I hope is it clear to you, and it is fine for this lecture. We will meet again in next lecture. तब तक के लिए keep learning. Okay. Bye.